The power of stillness is often underestimated in a world that prizes noise, activity, and constant movement. Stillness is not simply the absence of sound, it is a space of deep reflection and introspection. In moments of stillness, we create a space where we can hear our own thoughts, align with our true selves, and connect with a deeper sense of purpose. In a world that is constantly demanding our attention, stillness becomes a refuge, a moment to recalibrate, center, and gain clarity before we step back into the noise. When we embrace stillness, we allow ourselves to release the pressures of the world around us. In this space, we can shed the distractions and expectations that weigh us down, allowing our minds to open up to new possibilities. It is in this quietude that we often find our greatest strength, for stillness holds the power to reveal insights, strategies, and wisdom that we might otherwise miss. Stillness is not passive. It is a deliberate choice to pause and reflect, a conscious decision to honor our need for rest and renewal. Stillness is also a practice of surrender. In choosing to be still, we surrender the need to control every outcome, the desire to constantly push forward, and the urge to react impulsively. It allows us to trust that the right moments will come, and when they do, we will be prepared. There is a quiet confidence in stillness, a faith that even in the absence of movement, something is happening beneath the surface. Strength in restraint is one of the most profound forms of personal power. It is the ability to choose when to speak, when to act, and perhaps most importantly, when to remain silent. Restraint requires a deep level of self-control, discipline, and awareness. It's easy to think that reacting in the moment, offering an immediate response, or defending ourselves at every turn is a sign of strength. But true strength often lies in choosing to hold back, to pause, and to weigh our words and actions before they are spoken or executed. When we exercise restraint, we are not giving away our power. Instead, we are preserving it. Resisting the impulse to react impulsively or emotionally allows us to maintain our composure, protecting both our mental and emotional energy. In a world where everyone seems to have an opinion, a reaction, or an explanation, there is great power in saying nothing at all. Restraint reveals our ability to discern when a situation is not worth engaging with, or when a response will only fuel conflict or negativity. There is a quiet strength in restraint because it forces us to confront ourselves. It asks us to pause, check our motives, and decide if a response aligns with our true values. Restraint encourages maturity, teaching us that not everything requires our input or energy. Sometimes, letting things unfold without interference allows us to see things more clearly and prevents us from reacting out of ego or pride. By choosing not to engage in every confrontation or to argue over every disagreement, we preserve our peace and demonstrate that we are not easily swayed by external forces. Restraint also allows us to be more intentional. When we choose to speak or act, it's because we've considered the impact and importance of our actions. Rather than being driven by the immediate urge to react, we move with purpose, ensuring that our response is thoughtful, measured, and impactful. This calculated approach to decision-making elevates us, positioning us as individuals who are not ruled by the chaos around us, but are instead guided by clarity, purpose, and inner strength. Mastering emotional control is one of the most empowering skills we can develop in our personal and professional lives. Emotions are natural responses to our experiences, and they serve as indicators of our feelings, needs, and desires. However, while emotions are valid and important, they can also be overwhelming and, at times, disruptive. Learning how to regulate our emotional responses instead of allowing them to control us is essential for achieving lasting peace, clarity, and success. Emotional control does not mean suppressing or ignoring our feelings. In fact, true emotional mastery involves fully acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and then deciding how we want to respond. It's about recognizing that our emotions are information, not commands. The key is to observe our emotions without becoming consumed by them or letting them dictate our actions. This requires mindfulness, the ability to be present with our feelings without reacting immediately The practice of emotional control begins with self-awareness. When we are in tune with our emotional state, we can recognize when we are beginning to feel anger, frustration, anxiety, or any other strong emotion. By noticing these shifts early, we can pause before reacting, giving ourselves the time and space to process what we are feeling. This pause is where emotional control is truly exercised. Instead of allowing the emotion to control our behavior, we take control of our response. A key element of emotional control is recognizing that our emotions are not always a reflection of external circumstances. Often we react to situations based on past experiences, fears, or unspoken expectations. Mastering emotional control requires us to challenge these automatic responses and ask ourselves whether the emotion is appropriate to the situation at hand. For example, if someone cuts us off in traffic, the anger we feel may be more about past frustrations or desire for control than the actual event itself. By examining the root of our emotions, we can begin to respond more thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Another essential aspect of emotional control is the ability to separate our emotions from our identity. Too often we attach our emotions to our sense of self-worth. If we feel rejected, we may interpret it as a reflection of our value. If we experience disappointment, we may take it as a sign of failure. Emotional control helps us to separate these feelings from our core identity, allowing us to experience emotions without letting them define us. This separation creates the space to process emotions in a healthy way without being overwhelmed by them. Emotional control also involves recognizing the impact of our emotions on others. Our reactions, especially in moments of stress or anger, can have far-reaching effects on the people around us. Mastering emotional control allows us to choose how we engage with others, ensuring that we are not projecting our internal turmoil onto them. By responding with calmness and clarity, we can diffuse tension, foster healthier relationships, and create a more positive environment for ourselves and those we interact with. One of the most powerful tools for mastering emotional control is the practice of self-compassion. When we are kind to ourselves and acknowledge that emotions are a natural part of the human experience, we can approach them with less judgment and more understanding. Instead of criticizing ourselves for feeling a certain way, we can allow ourselves to experience emotions without guilt. This compassion extends to others as well, as we recognize that everyone is navigating their own emotional landscape. By practicing patience and understanding, we can foster an environment that promotes emotional well-being and balance. Finally, emotional control is a journey, not a destination. It is something that we must actively practice and refine over time. Every situation provides an opportunity to deepen our emotional awareness and strengthen our capacity for restraint. As we grow in this area, we become more resilient, more centered, and more equipped to handle life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Mystery and presence are two elements that, when cultivated together, can have a profound impact on how we are perceived and how we experience the world around us. In a society that often values transparency, constant communication, and the need to be understood, mystery might seem like an elusive quality, one that can be misunderstood as aloofness or detachment. However, true mystery is a carefully cultivated trait that, when used wisely, amplifies our presence and influence. Presence is the art of being fully engaged in the moment, the ability to show up in such a way that people feel your energy, your focus, and your intention. It is not just about physical presence, it is about emotional and mental presence as well. When we are truly present, we are not distracted by the past or future, and we are not rushing to fill silence with words or actions. Our presence is a reflection of our ability to hold space, to listen deeply, and to offer a sense of calm, assurance, and power. However, when presence is combined with mystery, it takes on an entirely different dimension. Mystery is not about being secretive or withholding information for the sake of creating confusion. Instead, it is the quality of leaving just enough to the imagination, of offering glimpses of who you are without fully revealing yourself all at once. There is a subtle allure in not over-explaining, in not offering all the answers, and in holding back just enough to make others curious, interested, and intrigued. The balance between mystery and presence is powerful because it invites others to engage with you on a deeper level. When you are fully present, people feel your attention and energy. But when you add an element of mystery, you create an opening for others to seek, to ask questions, and to explore who you truly are. It's as if you become a riddle they want to solve, a puzzle they want to understand. But the more they try to unravel you, the more they discover that there is always more beneath the surface. This quality of mystery can help you protect your emotional and mental space. In a world where everyone is eager to share their thoughts, opinions, and personal details, mystery allows you to maintain a sense of boundaries. You do not have to share everything about yourself to be effective or impactful. In fact, by holding certain things back, you create an aura of distinction and respect for your own private world. People sense that you are someone who does not give away all of yourself too easily, and this can create a sense of reverence around your presence. Another significant aspect of mystery is the way it allows you to remain adaptable and unpredictable. When people do not know exactly what to expect from you, they remain intrigued, fascinated, and more engaged. They are drawn in by the unknown and often find themselves paying closer attention to your every word, gesture, and action, waiting for that next piece of information or insight you might offer. This dynamic makes your presence more captivating because you create an energy that keeps others on their toes, never fully able to predict what comes next. Mystery also fosters a sense of confidence. It allows you to stand in your power without feeling the need to explain every move or share every thought. You do not need to constantly justify your choices or your behavior. The mystery itself becomes a statement of strength, signaling that you trust in yourself enough to let your actions, your silence, and your presence speak for you. It also provides room for others to project their own interpretations, often leading to a deeper connection and respect. People are drawn to what they do not fully understand, and mystery taps into that innate human curiosity. In combining mystery with presence, you create an atmosphere that encourages people to connect with you on a level that goes beyond words. You invite them to explore the layers of who you are, to delve deeper into the essence of your being. This balance draws others in not through force or manipulation, but through the quiet power of your unspoken energy, creating an undeniable sense of intrigue and reverence that enhances your personal magnetism. Protection of your energy is one of the most crucial practices in cultivating a balanced, fulfilled, and meaningful life. We often hear about the importance of physical protection, locking doors, safeguarding valuables, or maintaining security in our environments. However, the energy we carry within ourselves is just as valuable, if not more so. Our emotional, mental, and spiritual energy is constantly being influenced by the people, situations, and environments around us. Without conscious protection, we risk depleting our energy, leaving us feeling drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from our true selves. Protecting your energy starts with recognizing the importance of boundaries, both internal and external. Boundaries are essential because they define where you end and where others begin. They are the invisible lines that protect your emotional and mental well-being from being infiltrated by external forces. In many ways, our energy is a reflection of how well we can define and maintain these boundaries. Without healthy boundaries, we allow others to invade our personal space, emotionally, physically, and energetically, and in doing so, we give up our power. One of the first steps in protecting your energy is learning to say no. Saying no is not about being rude or rejecting others. It's about acknowledging that your time, focus, and emotional capacity are limited and valuable. By saying no to things, people, or situations that drain you, you preserve your energy for the things that truly matter. This includes distancing yourself from toxic relationships, environments that feel draining, or activities that leave you feeling depleted rather than fulfilled. Learning to say no empowers you to create space for what aligns with your purpose, values, and needs, rather than simply acquiescing to external demands. In addition to external boundaries, protecting your energy also involves taking care of your internal world. This means being aware of the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that you allow to influence your energy. Negative self-talk, worry, and fear are all energy drains that can leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. It's important to monitor your inner dialogue and replace limiting beliefs with affirmations that promote self-love, confidence, and empowerment. When you protect your energy from negative thoughts, you create space for positivity, growth, and clarity. Another vital aspect of energy protection is practicing mindfulness and presence. Often we are so caught up in our thoughts about the past or the future that we forget to be fully present in the moment. When we are disconnected from the present, we lose our sense of grounding and clarity, allowing external stressors to deplete our energy. By practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing throughout the day to check in with yourself, you can recenter your energy and maintain a sense of calm regardless of what is happening around you. Mindfulness helps you become more aware of the subtle shifts in your energy and empowers you to protect it before you become overwhelmed. Furthermore, protecting your energy requires understanding the influence of your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and the physical spaces you inhabit all have an impact on your energy. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, drama, or toxic situations, your energy will naturally be depleted. It's essential to consciously curate the people, places, and experiences you allow into your life. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting individuals who encourage your growth and well-being can create an environment that nurtures your energy rather than drains it. Self-care is another powerful tool for protecting your energy. It's easy to overlook our own needs when we're busy caring for others, meeting deadlines, or juggling various responsibilities. However, neglecting ourselves can lead to burnout and emotional exhaustion. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity for maintaining your energy levels and emotional health. Whether it's taking time for rest, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or prioritizing your physical well-being through exercise and nutrition, self-care is an investment in your ability to protect and replenish your energy. Ultimately, protecting your energy is a practice that requires constant awareness and intentionality. It involves choosing to safeguard your emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being from the forces that seek to drain you. When you make energy protection a priority, you are better equipped to show up as your authentic, empowered self, to pursue your passions, and to contribute to the world from a place of strength and vitality. By taking charge of your energy, you create a life that is aligned with your true purpose and filled with a sense of peace, clarity, and resilience. Building emotional intelligence, EEI, is one of the most transformative practices we can engage in for personal and professional growth. Emotional intelligence refers to our ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It is a multifaceted skill that influences how we navigate relationships, communicate effectively, and make decisions. Unlike traditional intelligence, which is often measured by cognitive abilities and academic knowledge, emotional intelligence focuses on how well we perceive, interpret, and respond to emotions in ourselves and others. The development of EI allows us to lead with empathy, build strong connections, and foster resilience in the face of challenges. The first key component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, which involves recognizing and understanding our own emotions. Self-awareness is foundational because it enables us to identify what we're feeling, why we're feeling it, and how our emotions influence our thoughts and behaviors. Often, we react to situations without fully understanding the emotions driving those reactions. By developing self-awareness, we become more attuned to the subtle shifts in our emotional state and gain insight into our triggers, motivations, and desires. This awareness allows us to make more intentional choices and respond to situations from a place of clarity rather than impulse. Reflecting on our emotional patterns and understanding their roots is essential for developing a deeper connection to ourselves and our reaction. The second key component is self-regulation, which involves managing and controlling our emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It's not enough to simply recognize our emotions. We must also learn how to navigate them without letting them dictate our actions. Self-regulation is about maintaining composure in stressful situations, avoiding impulsive reactions, and responding to challenges with patience and thoughtfulness. For instance, instead of reacting with anger or frustration when faced with adversity, emotional intelligence encourages us to pause, breathe, and choose a response that aligns with our values and goals. Self-regulation also involves practicing emotional resilience, which allows us to recover from setbacks more quickly and maintain a sense of equilibrium despite external stressors. Through this, we develop the ability to stay grounded and focused, even when emotions run high. Another critical aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy is essential for building meaningful connections and fostering a supportive environment. It allows us to see the world from another person's perspective and to respond to their emotions with compassion and understanding. When we practice empathy, we move beyond our own emotional experiences and open ourselves to the emotions and needs of others. Empathy also plays a key role in communication. It helps us listen actively, validate the experiences of others, and create deeper bonds of trust. In both personal and professional settings, empathy enables us to resolve conflicts more effectively, collaborate with others, and offer support when it's needed most. It's the foundation of emotional connection, as it encourages us to care for and uplift those around us. In addition to self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, emotional intelligence also involves social skills, the ability to manage relationships and navigate social complexities. Strong social skills are built upon effective communication, conflict resolution, and the ability to work well in teams. People with high emotional intelligence are able to build rapport, influence others positively, and foster collaboration. They understand how to engage with people in a way that promotes trust and cooperation. Social skills also encompass the ability to give and receive feedback constructively, which is crucial for growth and development in any relationship. When we master social skills, we become more adept at managing group dynamics and creating harmonious environments, both at work and in our personal lives. Finally, motivation plays a central role in emotional intelligence. Motivation in this context refers to the internal drive to achieve goals, persist through challenges, and maintain a positive attitude regardless of setbacks. People with high emotional intelligence are often highly self-motivated. They have a clear sense of purpose and are driven by intrinsic values rather than external rewards. This internal motivation fuels their passion, determination, and resilience, enabling them to stay focused and committed to long-term goals. Building emotional intelligence involves cultivating this inner drive and aligning it with our deeper values and aspirations. By doing so, we empower ourselves to remain resilient, even in the face of difficulties, and to stay motivated to reach our full potential. Building emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey, and it requires consistent effort and self-reflection. As we develop our EI, we not only improve our own emotional well-being, but also create more positive, empathetic, and resilient environments in our relationships and communities. By honing these skills, we become more equipped to handle the complexities of life, to connect deeply with others, and to approach challenges with a balanced, thoughtful perspective. Non-reactive power is the ability to maintain composure and control in the face of external challenges, stress, or provocation. It's about choosing not to immediately react to every stimulus or circumstance, but instead responding with intention, patience, and thoughtfulness. In a world that encourages immediate reactions, whether it's responding to a text, reacting to a conflict, or expressing frustration, non-reactive power is a form of self-discipline that enables us to preserve our emotional and mental energy. By mastering the art of non-reaction, we create space between stimulus and response, giving us the power to act consciously rather than impulsively. At the core of non-reactive power is emotional intelligence. This skill allows us to understand and manage our emotions rather than being at the mercy of them. When we react impulsively, it's often because we haven't taken the time to assess what's happening emotionally within us. A harsh word, an unfair situation, or even a slight can trigger a quick response. But in that moment of reaction, we often surrender control of our emotions and allow the external circumstance to dictate our inner state. Non-reactive power involves recognizing the emotional response, acknowledging it, and then choosing how to respond. Not from a place of raw emotion, but from a place of clarity and balance. The ability to remain non-reactive also requires self-awareness. When we are aware of our triggers, vulnerabilities, and patterns of behavior, we are better equipped to handle situations with composure. We begin to notice when certain situations begin to provoke a reaction in us and can consciously choose not to engage in those knee-jerk responses. For example, when someone criticizes us or challenges our ideas, our initial impulse might be to defend ourselves or retaliate. However, when we pause and reflect on our emotions, we give ourselves the opportunity to evaluate the situation and decide if the reaction is worth the energy. We may realize that reacting in anger or frustration will not help the situation, and instead, taking a breath, stepping back, and responding with patience will bring about a more positive outcome. Non-reactive power is also deeply linked to mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment, and observing what's happening around us without being swept up by it. When we approach life with mindfulness, we reduce the tendency to react automatically to situations, especially those that trigger strong emotions. Mindfulness creates a space between stimulus and response, a space where we can choose our reaction thoughtfully. This helps us become more resilient in the face of adversity, allowing us to maintain our peace even when the world around us is chaotic. Another essential aspect of non-reactive power is the ability to let go of control. Often we react because we are trying to control how others perceive us or how situations unfold. The desire to manage outcomes can lead to frustration when things don't go according to plan. Non-reactive power requires us to accept that we cannot control everything and that the only thing we have power over is how we respond. By letting go of the need for constant control, we are freed from the pressure to react, and instead we are empowered to navigate situations with ease, adaptability, and grace. When we choose non-reactive power, we also embrace patience, the ability to wait before responding. Whether to a challenging email, a difficult conversation, or a high-pressure situation gives us the space to choose the most constructive response. It allows us to consider the long-term impact of our words and actions rather than reacting in the heat of the moment. In today's fast-paced world, patience is a powerful tool that allows us to remain focused on our goals, avoid unnecessary drama, and maintain a sense of inner peace. Furthermore, non-reactive power supports personal growth. Every time we resist the urge to react impulsively, we are strengthening our ability to manage our emotions and develop resilience. Instead of being easily swept away by life's ups and downs, we become more grounded and intentional in our actions. We begin to trust ourselves and our ability to handle difficult situations without being consumed by them. This sense of trust and empowerment builds over time, allowing us to navigate increasingly complex situations with confidence and poise.